When I first started out showing up on social media as a coach, I thought authority meant looking like you already had everything figured out. You know your stuff, right? And then I found the company that I was learning from that was now reinforcing this idea. So they told us things like you need to show your authority, you need numbers, you need the followers, to prove that you can help people. That was like the premise of the whole thing. Like, this is what we need to do. And some people were even like, were thought to buy engagement just so that our pages would look credible. So I started presenting myself online as if I was this polished expert. But behind the scenes, I had just started. I was still a full-time working sign language interpreter, British Sign Language interpreter, still figuring things out. Still in the still in the midst of like my shy era, my introvertedness that season, and the pressure to look like the finished product just created this disconnect between me and the people that I actually wanted to help. It was that season was like remembering it was just crazy. So you see this company, right? It was all about the look. Like credibility came with you had it. Because you're showing up online, you need to have a shop front that has everything in place that people can then come and like, yes, oh wow. And I did get some wows at that time. Like, oh wow, you have this many followers. Oh my goodness, this is what it is. You show your certification. Like, you talk about it. I have this many years, I've helped this person. At the time I had just I was a law of attraction coach, QSCA certified at the time. I'd done my NLP practitioner course thing, and I was like, working as an interpreter at the beginning to start. I also was like a neuroencoding specialist at the time. So they wanted us to like say things like, yeah, I have this many years of this, I have done this, I have done like all this stuff, which had elements of truth. But at the same time, it felt like just to show that I know my stuff, like I like whatever it is. Now I can say those stuff with like full chest out and say it. But back then it was kind of like, "Oh, yes, I am like I think look, I'm sure I was leaking energy of how I was like what was going on. Then the numbers, you have to show that you are what you say you are, kind of like that. And it like the disconnect of I have this many numbers, so that means I am serving this many people, right? Or this many people have like are doing and whatever my stuff. And when oh my goodness, when things were like started like okay, what's the real deal here? What's going on? The message, right, wasn't clear. If people you want, yeah, just the thought of thinking about it is just kind of like if you want people to trust you, you have to look like authority was the thing they were pushing. And what I was like, okay, yeah, this is what I get to do, right? And I just started. I'm just being now encouraged to not just be present in myself. It's like, okay, I have to now start being like I'm already established. I already have like this team or like I have this thing. And that was the premise of the culture of the fakeness that they wanted me to present. So part of the thing is, I mean, I got some learning of how to just be in like show, like view the, it wasn't all bad. It was just the bits where we had to push it so much to the extent that we were encouraged to go and buy followers. We were told to then now buy the engagement so that it will show like sort of when our people that come on, they'll be like, oh my goodness, people are really resonating with this message. Let me see what they're doing and what are they. And I did. I went on, some colleagues went on Instagram and just got like 50,000 followers. I'm like, I brought some sensible mind to this thing. I'm like, if I just go from 0 to 50 overnight, people are gonna be like, Nene, how now? What? So I was thinking, okay, let's go like a gradual increment kind of like thing. Let's do the 1,000, and then if that works, then we'll now go into do the whatever, like push it up. So I got 1,000, and then we had to do this engagement groups. And then engagement groups is like, this is people that have nothing. It's not really with the company, but they would recommend like some engagement groups to join. And one of the ones they recommended for us to join was where um you go in there, it was like different rounds. You like their stuff and everybody else's stuff, you have to go and like and comment. And then you just see people like in one post, I could have up to like 70 likes. I'm like, my goodness, ratio compared to like the following I just bought and this. And then my join people are like, oh, not say anything because this is popping. This is like, you could just see the numbers and like, oh yeah, you have like 30 comments on one and then like about 200 likes and like, and it felt like, okay, but deep down, man, doing that just did not like buying the follow. I'm so glad I got the 1,000 because my body, my nervous system was not like wasn't dealing with this. But to them, is the matrix. One of the mentors, right? They had like at the time about 60,000 followers, and they were built like, and they would have the like. I think there was a season where they didn't buy the pay for the engagement or whatever, or they just stopped, and they had like 200 no 2,000 likes and 3 comments, and this was like from genuine people not from like the bots. And I was looking at those things like, how am I like, how did I just, somebody actually commented to me, well, like one of my friends, oh my gosh, Nana, you have like, I have like 400 people all in, like, whoa, like, gosh. And I was like, yeah, like it was just, there was so many activities going. You have to go and start doing all this engagement hack thing. Yes, they said you can outsource that and do, man, just to show that I am this coach that has done the certification, and now to now come on and like, it did not feel real to me. It was just like, on the outside it's looking all impressive, but inside I knew it wasn't real. So I must have been leaking some stuff. And then you go in and they'll be like, yeah, it's looking great. The authority. I mean, someone passing by and see my stuff, you'll be like, oh, wow. But the people who I'm trying to nurture, people who I'm trying to work with are like now a bystander looking. And to the point where they're just consuming but not engaging because they felt like this disconnect that was happening. It's like the real ones I felt were intimidated by the people who were with this, with everything that was inflated, everything that was just kind of like, whoa. On paper, it just looked a bomb. And then what tends to happen is when this thing wasn't just feeling real and I said I wanted to connect and I stopped these commenting stuff because it felt like if you don't do certain things or like you get penalized, you have to do this many words, you have to do like, and then the thing that was like the disconnect is like some of the things I was commenting on were against my values, were against how I like what I'm about or what I'm interested in or what I'm like stuff. And it just felt even, I don't know if this is a word, but faker. Like just like what the heck, Nene, are you doing? Like how like, and then you have to comment. You cannot just like just like thumbs up. You have to genuinely say something. Like your message you're putting out in the world is not aligning with my soul. But because we're in this collective together, I have to engage. And I'm thinking, if my random person that knows me stumble onto this page and then sees my handle and my comment. What the heck was the conflict I was having? What you're wanting me to engage with is not aligning with what I want. And then there was this thing of, oh, you can go to some places that would cheer you on, and then you get the following from there. My spirit, my net, like I was on high, like it wasn't working. And we're like, like how you just sign up for a year and then you're new. I'm a people's pleaser. It's like they're the expert. They're helping people. They know their stuff. They've got this and supported people. What do I know? And then I just kind of like get on board, do your bit, and then it would all work out, right? You're doing this stuff. And they were like just pumping this stuff and saying, I was just presenting myself as this authority that I know that inside I was just still building. I'm this fresh out new person. Um, yeah, looking at as an expert in online on social. I was really hanging on Instagram at the time. It was all Instagram things. But internally, I just felt like I'm still the becoming one. I just like I've got this passion. I'm still like this people pleaser intensity. I'm still kind of like don't want people knowing my business, and I'm this introverted person who's just coming off the shy era, and then you want me to like oh my goodness, all my insecurities were just displaying and they're coming in and trying to build this thing. Like, if then the fear of all this is I'm displaying, I'm still getting a hang of coaching people, and the fear of oh, but if somebody comes to me now and asks me something that I can't answer, because that then I thought I had to like show up, like I had to give all the answers then as a coach. Now I know different, know better. But it was kind of like if somebody now come to me and ask me for whatever, like how am I going to justify myself? And what about if they this was the big one for me at the time. What if they realize that I'm still learning? I'm just a new coach. And now I have all these bizarre things going on and then having this engagement thing that I'm part of that is not aligning, and then you get penalized when you don't comment on because certain I just say, you know what, they would notice, like I won't comment on this one or whatever. Then you I'm like, no, like this is I it's not me. I don't view or comment on things like this. So why do I have to so that I can get the comments in my page? I have to. Yes, it is what it is. It's the one I went to, the one that was recommended, and all these people. Ah, yeah. And now what I was wanting was now the opposite because now I was disconnecting with the people that I really wanted to support. It was just they would see the page and they'll be like, "Oh, okay." You know how when people comment on, I do this anyway. When you see people's comment, you go and see the person's page, and then you go back and now see this person. Oh, is a financing person. They're like this, whatever, this page and that one, and you'd be like, okay, I don't see myself in this comment section. Whereas when there's some comments you go into, you can just see them in, or these are all like they're all mothers or they're all like students or they like this type of thing or they're all into manifesting. You can tell by the kind of comments and engagement that is in the comment. But when you now back then get into my comments, it was like a financier, this person, that person growing a page, some gambling plays, some this, some that commenting on my stuff. I wouldn't want to comment like, oh, this is not my people. Like, I don't feel, you're like you want to comment on something that you feel a part of or whatever, even though the message is aligned or like what you're interested in. But when you now see the comment section, it's just, oh no. It was defeating the purpose of what I wanted, and having that realization of, okay, I look established. I feel like now I'm further away from the people that I want to support. I feel like all these things were going on for me. I was now becoming not relatable, and I was building this image, but I wasn't having the connection. That was kind of like what was happening for me at the time, you know? Uh, Because the people on my page and stuff at the time did not know that I was still working. They didn't know that I was still this working person that was doing my thing. They thought I had it all. And now I'm this established coach. I am doing my stuff. I have my places. Everything is landing and everything is fine. It's if you're my person and you're passing by, that's what you be thinking. That's what to be showing up for you. Like this is not me. So when the realization came that Nene, I'm just performing this performance I'm doing is creating a distance and creating this disconnect. Man, did I like, you know what? It's not working. So I stopped the engagement thing first. And because of what the thing that all the things that I'm noticing, right? So I stopped the engagement, and then you could just see, because engagement won and then the like. Okay, let me just stick with the like thing. But the like was now coming so much. And then I just stopped that. Like, even though I had like no, no, no. Thank you guys, everything. And so now I'm left with, and thank goodness I did not go further than the 1,000 followers at the time. And I'm not left with this now with the following I had at the time. Now I had over 1,000 plus people. Like, I think I had about 1,600, whatever. It was still low numbers, or something. Because even with that engagement, I was even getting people who were following. They were not really my ideal or whatever, but I was getting some plus the 1,000 that I had at the time. And because of the misalignment and because of how things were not being connected, and what I was noticing, this the fake engagement, how it was just affecting. And when I stopped that engagement, Instagram at the time, I think they still do, they will send it to a small proportion of your following. And whatever engagement happens, if that happens, then they'll send it to more and then more. So I went from having 40, 30 comments, and then I was trying to be like, I want less, or whatever, to having nothing, no comments at all. And having the realization that, okay, uh, it is what it is. I just thought, what, okay, it just didn't feel right. This is not happening because the authority I was building then was just manufactured. And that isn't authority at all. Because what I was building was just the fakeness, the manufacturedness of who I thought I had to be. And when I stopped the engagement and saw that the my reach wasn't great because it was fake people I had. I'm sure majority of them were bots or whatever, but it was supposed to be like genuine real people. So I just went down the list and just started deleting people that I thought were from those people, and like look on the page and like no, delete, delete. Some of them were like even this deactivated at the time. So I was just kind of like taking those things off. So I went from this over almost 2,000 followers, like, and then I had to be careful. I couldn't delete everything at once. I had to like section it out. And that exercise was just cleaning the page was actually liberating. I was just becoming like, oh wow, okay. I was deleting all these things because it just wasn't aligning. Delete, delete every day. I think I was taking about 30 or so that I don't my page doesn't get flagged for like why is this mass deletions or whatever that is. A new thing. So I had to like take all these things off. And I like, because even conversations I was having was like people didn't even know, because I was like this authority and I didn't want to know like my family. They didn't know my like who I was. I was still interpreting. And having that notion of, okay, when people saw me in the real world, like, oh, you're yeah, it was kind of like, oh, like the persona wasn't that I was still working and full time at that, this thing I was like showing. So now I'm coming back to the realness and deleting all those things and coming back to like, yeah, on stories, I just start saying, like, I'm off to work now, I'm doing this, or like showing, and then just aligning with like what I was, who and what I wanted to do while deleting. Yes, it did affect my stance because I still have people who are kind of like standoffish or whatever, and started building genuine connection. So the moment I stopped performing this authority, people started trusting me more again. And ah, because now people could see me, not see this thing that I'm trying to establish, or they saw the real me. They saw me growing and like evolving, and they saw like how I'm like, this is what's going on, and like the training I was going on, and how, yeah, freeing than that, oh yeah, I am this kind of like thing, and just showing my personality and who I am, and things like that was now where I was and how things were. So yeah, many capable people feel the same pressure. Pressure that this is how your industry needs to be, or this is what you, or this is where it needs to be, even though you're not there yet. And they're thinking like Rome was built on a day. Like, no, we have to show that evolving, that show that structure of like, oh, this is your day one, and then this is your day 50, kind of like that. Oh, they can see the contracts and see the difference. Then your day one being this, oh, I am it. No, let's let's let go of those pressure or what people think that it is. Like, you have to look this polished, you have to look, have be successful, you have to be established, you have to have this. But the truth is, people don't need you to be finished. They just need to, they just need you to be honest. And having that realization for myself that authority, you don't need to pretend to have. It is something you have, and it's something you can grow into. So we don't need to pretend anymore, you know? So if you're someone who knows that there is another level for you, there is something there, but you keep stopping yourself from stepping into it because of starting something new, or being seen starting small, or feeling like, okay, who's going to want to speak to me now that I'm like in this infancy stage and I'm somebody who's established? Do it. Go for it. You're going to be um you're showing your thing. And this is the thing. I want to start having weekly conversations where we slow things down to actually speed up. And what that looks like is we just be okay, whatever is like holding us back, whatever is like the thing that is showing up for us, we get to start working on that. We having practical tools, the mindset shifts, the identity work, the kind of things that will help you move from where you are to where you are the next level. And it's not theory based, it's really real conversation, real shifts, real evolution. And if that sounds like something that you want to be part of, you want to join the waiting list, because I want to start having this weekly conversation where we actually tackle one thing, one of those things that hold us, the hesitation, procrastination, fear of failure, success, the thing that is stopping us getting to that next level, or whatever it is that, oh, I am here and this person is there. Whatever that is, let's start having conversations on this. So yeah, join the waiting list for that. And remember that you don't need to look like the finished product to start showing up. You just need to be honest about who and where you are. That's what it is. Because the real authority actually has a beginning. I am Nene. We do this every single day. We are evolving in real time. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.